Welcome to the Indie Brew Show, where we spill the tea on everything indie games. My name is Beck.
And I'm Ant, and today we have a stacked lineup of indie game goodness, and we are going to kick it off with Freshly Brewed, a cup full of the latest indie game news.
Freshly Brewed.
Things are about to get a whole lot bigger on the frontier. Lightyear Frontier is getting a massive overhaul with the Shifting Gears update dropping June 4th. The team's taken on player feedback and is making some pretty bold changes, expanding the map, reworking progression, and giving your trusty mech some shiny new tools. You'll now be able to build sprawling farms with more freedom, thanks to brand new tools like enhanced plows and irrigation hoses. There's also a delivery cannon, yes, really, that lets you launch your crops off-world to other colonies, unlocking buildings and upgrades as you go. And if that's not enough, expect wild weather like tornadoes and new mod chip systems to customize your mech. It's all part of a big push to make exploration more rewarding and farming more satisfying, ditching the slow start and giving you more room to play your way. Shifting Gears arrives June 4th.
Ready to soar your way to victory? Backpack Battles is heading to 1.0 on June 13th, and it's bringing some major updates with it. This wildly creative auto battler has been winning hearts with its unique blend of inventory management and strategy, and now it's getting even better. Version 1.0 introduces two brand new classes, the Mage and the Adventurer, each shaking up how you think about every square in your backpack. There will also be fresh new items for existing classes, so if you've already mastered your favorite loadouts, it's time to rethink your build. The devs are keeping a few surprises tucked away for launch day, but expect a big refresh that deepens the game's already chaotic charm. Backpack Battles 1.0 launches June 13th.
If you've been waiting to dive into the world of Oddsparks, now is the perfect time. The game officially launches in 1.0 on May 27th, bringing its unique blend of automation and adventure to players everywhere. In Oddsparks, you'll embark on a journey through a whimsical world, building contraptions and solving puzzles with the help of your quirky companions, the Sparks. The game combines the satisfaction of automation with the thrill of exploration, offering a fresh take on the genre. With its full release, expect new content, polished mechanics, and plenty of surprises that will keep both new players and early access veterans engaged. Oddsparks and Automation Adventure 1.0 launches May 27th.
Small Lands just got a whole lot more connected. The whimsical survival adventure has rolled out cross-play across PC and consoles. So no matter where you play, you can team up or compete with friends seamlessly. Jump into a charming world full of crafting, exploration, and quirky creatures. And now with crossplay, your adventure buddies don't have to be on the same platform. Whether you're building bases or battling foes, this update breaks down the barriers and brings everyone together. Crossplay is live now on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation, making Small Lands a truly shared experience.
The zombie apocalypse just got a little bit more interesting. Into the Dead has dropped its very first update since launch, bringing new weapons, challenges, and a fresh layer of gameplay to keep you on your toes. You'll now face tougher hordes with more ways to survive, including some powerful new gear to help you cut through the undead chaos. It's a great way to dive back in or jump into the game for the first time if you love fast-paced action and tense survival moments. Get ready to fight, run, and survive like never before.
Shapes 2 is about to get a whole lot bigger. The upcoming Dimension update, launching June 2nd, introduces multi-layered 3D factory building, allowing players to expand their production lines vertically. This feature adds a new dimension to the gameplay, offering more space and complexity for factory designs. The update also revamps the train system, enhancing efficiency and adding new visuals. Players can now utilize transfer stations to move shapes and fluids between wagons without the lengthy unload-reload process, streamlining logistics. Additionally, the Dimension update brings quality of life improvements, including faster conveyor belts, new platform layouts, and a reworked user interface, all aimed at enhancing the overall gameplay experience. The Dimension update releases June 2nd.
Instance is a unique blend of scrapbooking and puzzle solving, and it's arriving June 7th. In this charming game, you'll piece together timelines by arranging photos, notes, and memories to uncover the stories of different characters. Each scrapbook is a puzzle where every photo and decoration holds a clue, challenging you to reconstruct events and reveal hidden narratives. It's a thoughtful, relaxing way to dive deep into personal stories through creative problem solving. If you love narrative puzzles with a creative twist, Instance offers a heartfelt, immersive experience that you won't want to miss. That wraps up this week's news. Now it's time to see what's on the menu for the week. Rewinder 2 is the next chapter in an atmospheric puzzle adventure steeped in Chinese mythology. Step into the shoes of Yun again as you rewind time, alter fates, and solve haunting mysteries. With stunning hand-drawn visuals and emotional storytelling, this sequel promises to be just as gripping as the first. This one is heading to Steam May 26th.
Craft Fantasy Merchant Simulator. Run your own fantasy shop in a cozy medieval town. You'll gather materials, craft gear, and sell it to adventurers passing through. It's part management sim, part RPG light, and perfect for fans of relaxed yet rewarding gameplay loops. This one's coming out May 27th.
Cattle Country is a charming Western-inspired life sim where you'll manage your ranch, befriend locals, and uncover a few small-town secrets. With a retro pixel style and heartwarming story beats, Cattle Country is ideal for players who love a good narrative alongside their farming. This one is heading our way May 27th.
To a T, from the creator of Katamari Damacy comes a quirky and surprisingly touching story about a teenager stuck in a permanent T-pose. Explore town, meet offbeat characters, and navigate life's awkward moments with humour and heart. This one's coming out May 28th.
Kabuto Park sees you catch a collection of bugs and then send them out to battle in the Beetle Battle Championship. You'll explore different locations that each hold different species of bugs and then build up your dream team to see if you can win the tournament. This one is heading to Steam May 28th.
Small Spaces is a relaxing game about designing beautiful, small apartments. From simplistic Tokyo flats to industrial New York lofts, let your creativity flow in this perfect cozy builder. This one's coming out on May 28th.
Paper Clay is a classic 3D platformer with a tactile twist. You'll open, unfold, and rotate your way through a zany world built with familiar crafting materials. Inspired by games like Banjo-Kazooie and Yooka-Laylee, this one is sure to give you some nostalgic fun. You can jump into this one from May 28th.
Nice Day for Fishing is an RPG pixel adventure where you'll play as Balin, the humble fisherman, who must rise up to become the hero of Honeywood. Battle fish with precision timing and magic spells, upgrade your abilities, and defeat evil and rebuild Honeywood. This one's coming out on May 29th.
Islands and Trains sees you design a train route around the island of your dreams and watch your diorama come to life. Go off the beaten track, winding around mountains and crossing lakes, place animals and edit the surrounding countryside to your liking. There's no goals, no timers, no missions, and no mistakes, just happy accidents. This one is dropping May 29th.
You See Me is a psychological horror and exploration game where terrifying creatures lurk around every corner. Explore a variety of distorted locations, solve puzzles, and uncover a long-buried secret. Visually intriguing and sounds great to fans of psychological horror. This one's coming out on May 30th. That's what's on the menu this week, so let's go and check out what's on special with Bargain Brews.
Bargain Brews!
We're going to kick off this week's Bargain Brews with a sale for probably people who love horror games more than anything, and that is the Zombies vs Vampires Fest, which is on Steam this week until June 2nd. As part of this, you can get games like Blood Bar Tycoon, which is a vampire bar simulation game, for 25% off. They Are Billions is coming in at 30% off, Vampire Survivors is 20% off, and Section 13, which just released, is 15% off.
Outside of zombies and vampires, you can get Tinkerlands on sale for 25% off until June 7th. Sea of Stars on sale, 35% until 4th of June. Copycat on sale for 50% until the 9th of June. And Darkest Dungeon, a game that I absolutely love, on sale for a whopping 85% until the 5th of June.
Those are good deals this week.
That is.
Yeah.
50% off Copycat is massive.
That is to celebrate their console launch. Just side note. So if you want to play that game on Xbox or PlayStation, you can.
And 85% off Darkest Dungeon is insane. Like,
yeah,
$36 down to $5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You'd be stupid not to pick it up. I'm telling you.
You're losing money by not buying it now.
Exactly.
Gamer math. It's that part of the show where we give a little bit of love to games that we don't think are getting anywhere enough attention. That's right, it's time for Signal Boost. And this week, I'm going to kick it off with a game that is made locally in Australia by a solo dev and is just a really, really incredible game. That game is, of course, Final Prophet, a shop RPG. Now, this one sees you play as a Fae Queen who gets dethroned because she is obsessed with this conspiracy that big business is trying to take over the world. The game is a pixel art RPG style game, so you'll journey through this semi-fantasy kind of world, and pretty much you are trying to prove that big business is corrupt. And so you're trying to take down capitalism, and the only way you can think of to do that is to build a successful shop and take them down from the inside out. This one is part RPG, part shopkeeping sim, so you actually do get to manage your own shop and make different products and things to sell. But on the other side, you do get to venture out and explore a pretty cool world. This is definitely one worth checking out if you haven't already, and it's just a really fun, solid game.
It sounds like I love shop sim games. They're fantastic. They're just like really satisfying.
The mechanics in it are just so solid. Like the gameplay loop and the mechanics are so solid that it just works so well. And you can play, there is like a roguelite shopkeeping mode, so you can just play the shop.
You've got me there.
And that in itself is so fun.
You've got me there.
It's good. It's good. Play it. Go play it.
For this week for my Signal Boost, I'm looking at a game called Clem. It's a narrative puzzle game where you play as a small doll exploring a house full of mystery and trying to uncover your purpose and the secrets of the household. Clem has an amazing story filled with dark and twisted turns and plays really smoothly with some really good puzzling and code breaking areas. I loved this game. I really enjoyed my playthrough, and I think it definitely deserves more love than what it got. If you enjoy a good psychological horror game with some cute graphics, because they go together hand in hand, give Clem a shot. I'm sure you'll love it. It's fantastic. So this week we are spilling the tea on the best games of May.
May was stacked with some pretty epic releases, I would say.
It actually was. Looking back through our planning for the menu, I realized that there was so many games that came out.
It was very busy. But all right, let's kick this off. So I've got my top 3 and an honorable mention. I'm going to start with number 3. So this was my third best pick for the month. And that game is The Precinct. So this one actually really caught me by surprise. I didn't intend to play this initially. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that looks okay. But I didn't actually really pay too much attention to it. But we were lucky enough to get gifted a key, so I tried it out and I was very pleasantly surprised. So The Precinct is a police simulation game, essentially. So you play as a rookie cop, following in your father's footsteps, joining the police force, and it follows you as you go about like your everyday policing activities. It does have an overarching story. So your father was actually killed in the line of duty. So there's kind of that mystery vibe with this overarching story where you're trying to kind of uncover what actually happened to your dad and who killed him. But the main gameplay itself sees you basically take on shifts as a police officer. So you have different types of shifts. So you have vehicle patrol shifts where you'll drive around and catch people who are speeding or run people's plates and pull them over if their car is stolen or if they have like warrants out for their arrest or anything like that. You get to do like breathalyzers and stuff. So it's pretty fun. And then you also have a foot patrol shift where you basically walk around like a plaza kind of area and again, look out for crimes, investigate things, talk to people and interrogate them and like search them and that kind of thing. And then you also have parking shifts where you'll basically go and check people's like cars and make sure they're parked legally and not on the footpath or blocking a fire hydrant or anything like that, and you can actually give them tickets and stuff like that. So it's got a lot in there and it's actually so fun. It kind of has GTA vibes, like GTA 3 vibes, except you're a police officer, not like a bad guy, basically. So you're on the other end. There is things like helicopter chases as well that you can do. And there are like shootouts, story missions as well, where you kind of go up against bad guys and you have all this kind of more action side of things. It really is one of those games that is very easy to just play for a really long time. You can choose your different shifts, you can upgrade your character, you upgrade your rank as well, so you progress from a recruit all the way through to like a senior officer. And it's a really solid game with a lot of good solid gameplay in there, and I really enjoyed it.
Did you ever play LA Noire?
Yes. Similar vibes. It's probably not as heavy in the detective side, like it's more like the mundane kind of policing, but the town or the city that it's set in is just like this crazy like cesspool of crime. You'll run someone's plates and then next minute they're like, oh, that vehicle's stolen, so you'll put your police lights on to pull them over and they'll just take off, and then next minute you're like chasing like in this high speed chase around the city, like trying to like pull these people over, and it's just hectic as, but it's so fun.
My pick for number 3 is Nine Kings. It's a roguelite tactics kingdom defense style game. It's really hard to explain because it's not like any other roguelites I've played or any other sort of defense style games that I've played. You've got different cards and each card has a different style that they add to the kingdom. So you've got utility tiles, you've got combat tiles, you've got magic tiles, and the aim of the game is to place down your cards so that you build up an army or some form of defense from an attacking king. Once you've placed down your cards, you'll then go into battle with the attacking king, and the cards that you've put down will determine what sort of units you've got out in the field. And it progresses that way. The enemy armies will get larger, they'll get more powers, and hopefully, if you've played correctly, you'll also get larger and get more powers and eventually come up against the boss. It's your standard roguelike where there's a couple of big enemies that you have to defeat to progress on, and at the end of it you'll come up against the final sort of the final onslaught or the final boss. And like I said, hopefully you've gotten enough resources to actually take that on. It's a lot of fun, it's very strategic and tactical, and you can sink hours in this game just trying to figure out how to progress forward. I really enjoyed it and I'd highly suggest it for people who like roguelikes.
This one's definitely been one that I've been keeping an eye out.
It's definitely an interesting game. It's difficult because the combat units that you do get, so some of them might not sound very good in the long run, but you place it down and by the end game it's the one card that's sort of holding you there. It's really interesting, really deep, and yeah, great fun.
For my second pick for May, I have Duck Detective, The Ghost of Glamping. This one is the second game in the Duck Detective series, and it definitely delivers with this one. This one sees you play as Duck Detective once again, except this time you are investigating a completely different mystery that is set at a haunted campsite. And you basically go to this campsite and you find out that there's been all of this kind of random stuff happening. Might be a ghost, it might not be a ghost, something's been stolen, something hasn't been stolen, a kid goes missing. There's all this like crazy things that happen, and then basically you just kind of unravel this whole mystery as you go. It does follow the same kind of mechanics as the first one, so you'll uncover clues, you'll investigate all the different characters, and you'll basically piece together what happened with the words. So it's kind of got like a word-based puzzle solving in there. This one is absolutely hilarious. It's got all of the puns, it's got all of the humor in it, and it was just a really fun game to play. We do have the full Let's Play of this one out on YouTube, so if you do want to watch it rather than play it yourself, you can go and check that out now. You don't have to have played the first game to be able to play this one either. They are standalone. I think it was about 2 hours, the playthrough as well, so it's on the shorter side, perfect for like just a one night play.
Cozy couch games.
Yeah.
Sit back, relax for a couple of hours to finish a game.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's the perfect kind of game to just like, you know, cozy up with, just play, get it finished in a night.
There's some games out there like Duck Detective, because the first one was very similar to this, where it's like a nice size for replacing a movie.
Yeah, I always do that. Like if I'm tossing up whether or not to buy something, I'm like, this is cheaper than a movie ticket though, so it's probably worth it if it's going to give me 2 or 3 hours worth of entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather do this.
And if you've got a memory like mine, you can play it again in 6 months and have no idea what the answers to anything were. So, you know.
Peak gaming right there.
All right, so for my number 2 this month, that is going to be Drop Duchy. Now, we spoke about Drop Duchy last week on the channel, but I've still been playing it, and it is just fantastic. It's an absolutely amazing game. Basically, it's a Tetris-style grid where you place blocks, different terrain, and different military and production tiles, and those tiles create resources which you can then use to upgrade cards and build bigger armies. The combat around it is really interesting, where it's very mathematical, and sometimes it's really, really hard to understand, well, not understand, but predict what army is going to do better in each situation. There is a bit of a skill tree or like an unlock tree, and as you progress through the unlock tree, you get more cards, which makes the gameplay even more in-depth. So you unlock tech cards, which are passive abilities that happen while you're playing. You unlock different terrain specific cards, things like docks that can be attached to rivers, or charcoal burners that can be attached to forests. It just keeps on getting more intricate as I play, which is perfect because that's what you want. The longer you play, the more engaged you want to be. And if it's just the same thing the entire time, it kind of doesn't give you that same feeling. I've just unlocked the second faction, and I played my first playthrough of the second faction last night, and it is completely different. The way the deck plays is completely different. The buildings that you put down are completely different. The way you build the armies is completely different. It's the same game, same principles, but it's a different way of playing it, and that has drawn me back in. And now I want to beat that one, and I want to do the last faction, and I want to up the difficulty, because at the moment I'm only playing on easy. Really good game, really easily lose multiple hours on it. Most runs, if you're finishing a run, the run would probably take about an hour and a half, depending on how much you're thinking about it. Absolutely great game. If you haven't picked it up, definitely go and check it out. It's fantastic.
And taking out the top spot for my favorite pick from May is a pixel art RPG. It's kind of an action RPG, I suppose, action adventure RPG game that it's been moderately hyped, and for good reason. Now, this one isn't actually out yet. It's not out until the 29th, but I was lucky enough to get an early peek into the game, and it does not disappoint. So essentially you're playing as an unsuspecting hero. So you're thrown into the shoes of an adventurer when you're normally just an NPC, and it follows your journey through becoming this hero. So the town that you live in is attacked by this like evil wizard and is destroyed, and so you're kind of tasked with helping repair the town like an adventurer would in a typical RPG game. But of course, you're not an adventurer, and in fact you only say one line throughout the entire game, which is hilarious. Most of the gameplay is focused around fishing. So you'll be able to fish in the waters that are near the town, and there's a whole bunch of different fish that you can catch, and each of these fish you will need at some point for some of the quests. Now, the fishing is where this game gets really interesting, because that is where all of the action is. So all of the battling is done in the fishing. When you hook a fish, you basically will have to fight the fish to be able to catch it, and the fish can fight you back. There's different types of fish that have different strength, different defense, and you have different like spells that you can use against the fish as well. So it's like a whole thing, but it's done in a way that is so fun. The dialogue in this game is absolutely hilarious, and it definitely keeps you on your toes. There is just a ton of really good story and really good humor in there. I've just really enjoyed my time with it so far. I haven't finished it yet, but what I've played of it so far has been amazing. This game is, of course, Nice Day for Fishing, which is the game made in collaboration with Viva La Dirt League, based off Balin, the epic NPC man at this point. It has been one of the best games I've played in a while, and I really enjoyed my time with it so far.
For my number one spot for this month, once again, already spoken about it on the show, but I had so much fun with it, and I'm going back to play it again for multiple reasons. But that is Anoxia Station. I'm a massive fan of those atmospherical, for lack of a better word, city builders, things like Frostpunk. I know it's not in the same category, but This War of Mine, those things that make you make really hard decisions and live with it. And Anoxia Station was one of those where I just felt like it was really tense, really stressful, and I just had to keep going no matter what was happening. Basically, you are a group of survivors on the search for oil underground. You come across the ruins of an ancient civilization and potentially the ruins of a more recent civilization, or at least hints that someone from your civilization has been here. As you're digging through and building up your small base, you come in contact with a bunch of underground monsters and other issues that arise while you're trying to survive, and you've got to deal with them whilst also trying to build up your base and make sure that all the life support systems are still in place. It's dark, the graphics are awesome, the effects that you get based on what's happening in your base actually affect you as the player as well. One example is if you're running out of oxygen, the screen starts going blurry and you can't see exactly what's going on, which is really, really cool. There's a couple of other ones. Poisoning comes to mind, as well as overheating and running out of water. There's a bunch of different things that can happen to you, and that's not including just the enemies defeating you. Really, really good game. If you are a fan of Frostpunk and those style of games, do give this one a shot. It's fantastic. Really, really good atmosphere. I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, I do have a bit of a bonus pick. I have an honorable mention, which didn't quite make it into the top 3, but I still want to talk about it because it was really, really fun game to play. And that game is CDAP, a culinary adventure. So this one is perfect if you like games like Overcooked. It has a lot of those kind of chaotic management, like time management elements in there, but it is designed to be co-op, which is really cool. It's 2-player co-op, and you have one player who focuses on more of the cooking side of things and one player who collects all the ingredients and things like that. Now, the difference in this game primarily from games like Overcooked is that the ingredients are sourced from these like hybrid creatures that you find on this like fantasy island that you're on. So rather than just having the ingredients there, you have to actually go and source them like from the wild, which is really cool. So it does have a lot of action in there. Like it's kind of a hybrid between like action and cooking. You can play it solo, which is what I did, and you can just change your character. So each character has different strengths. So you've got one that is more focused on cooking, and one of the characters is more focused on the action side. So they have better weaponry and better strength, that kind of thing. There's a ton of different recipes as well that you have to create for your customers. And it's just got a lot of variety in there. Having that action side really mixes up that gameplay and kind of takes away from the time management side, but in a good way, because it really balances the game out. This is definitely one I would highly recommend checking out. A fantastic co-op pick as well.
And the graphics are awesome for this style of game. Like this looks good. It's
somehow gone really under the radar. Like, I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. It's kind of almost similar to games like Moonlighter or Cuisinier.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's not dungeon crawling though. It's more just like you're collecting within that level. So there's no progression. You're not going through different kind of rooms or different areas. It's all in the one kind of level. But it does kind of have that, the collecting and like the, resource gathering side, which is really cool. That is my honorable mention, which is well worth the honorable mention in my opinion.
Well, my honorable mention for this week is a game that I wanted to play, but I haven't actually gotten the chance to play yet. But this one is called Survive the Fall. So it is a post-apocalyptic survival game where there is a massive meteor strike that pretty much collapses the world's civilization, and you have to assemble a team to try and survive in what is now a very harsh and dangerous landscape with environmental factors as well as obviously people factors. There's going to be some crazed people in a post-apocalyptic world, right? So it looks very tactical and it's got a really, really nice graphical atmosphere. The landscape that you move through looks really, really good if you're into post-apocalyptic stuff. This is one that I would love to have the time to play, but I haven't had the chance to just yet. So it's an honorable mention because it looks fantastic and I hope it's fantastic. So I'm really keen to give it a shot.
It is that part of the show where we get to talk about games that we have got our eyes on. Yep, we're talking about ones to watch. And this week, my pick is a survival crafter game called Voyages of Nira. Now, this one I have had on my list for a very long time. It is essentially an open world survival crafter. So you think games like Grounded or Raft or Valheim, those types of games, but it's set on the ocean. So it's kind of, if Moana was an open world survival crafter, that's kind of the vibe. So you have like ships that you need to build or boats that you need to build. You can travel through different islands, collect different resources. There's a whole like magical kind of theme moving through it as well. And what I've seen of it looks pretty incredible. It is co-op. I think it's up to 8 players. So there is that co-op element to it. And it just is such a vibrant, like beautiful world, stunning, and it looks really, really good. I'm really excited for this one. The reason why it's on my one to watch is because Treehouse Games, their developer or their publisher, was in the list for the PC Gaming Show. So I'm really hoping we get an announcement at the PC Gaming Show next week, because I'm really keen for this one.
This looks stunning. How have I missed this? This looks amazing. Yeah. And you hit the nail on the head. This looks like if Moana
as a game, right?
Yeah. If Moana was a game, it'd be, this is it.
It looks like it's very kind of typical like co-op survival crafter. Like there's a lot of familiar elements in there, but the way it's integrated and done is different to what like anything else I've seen. So very, very excited for this one to come out. I think it's scheduled for this year sometime. Steam says Q3, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm really, really keen for this one.
My one to watch this week is one that I'm excited about because I'm big into retro games and I love that nostalgic feel of playing games similar to games that I played when I was younger. And that is Paperclay. Now, Paperclay is inspired by games like Banjo-Kazooie and Yooka-Laylee. And the reason I'm excited about it is it actually has some members that were part of the Banjo-Kazooie Yooka-Laylee team working on it. The game itself looks super cute. It's that 2 character dynamic where you've got one character that seems to be a utility character and another character that is your main character. So very Banjo-Kazooie. It looks super cute. The story sounds absolutely amazing. And the game mechanics is a little bit different from those older games where we see more intricate systems come in. Things like rotating worlds, unfolding pieces, and a bunch of different crafting materials as well, which is definitely not a part of those earlier games. So we haven't had many games that have come out that are similar to this style of game for quite some time. We've had a few, but they haven't really hit the mark correctly. So I'm hoping this hits the mark and brings back that awesome open world sort of adventure, collecting, heavy story-based gameplay that Banjo-Kazooie, Yooka-Laylee, Sly Cooper, all those games were really well known for. It's very exciting for me. I'm thinking it's going to be very exciting for a lot of other people who have played those games, and it's definitely one to keep your eye out on. Fingers crossed we get some really, really cool open world adventure collectors. I'd love that.
It looks fantastic. I love that the world is like paper and cardboard, like everything in it. It's so cool.
There's also like woolen creatures with buttons for eyes. There's, like pipe cleaners. There's spools of thread. It reminds me of Yoshi's Woolly Adventures, but done in its own style. It's really, really cool. I've been playing a few games like this recently, and I'm really keen to give a new one a shot. Those are the games we are looking forward to. Now it's time to jump into the games that we have been playing. So it's time to go across to Taste Test.
Taste Test.
This week for my taste test, I am going to talk about a game that is short but sweet and it was just a lot of like wholesome fun. And that game is called Kabuto Park. So this one is a bug battling game. So you play as like a kid on summer vacation at this kind of parkland kind of area. And all of the kids in this area that are there for the summer have decided they're going to host this bug battling tournament. So you basically go out and collect bugs, and then you bring them back and you build your team of bugs up and you battle them against other kids. It's got a pretty kind of simple game loop. So you go out, you collect different bugs. When you go out to the different locations, you have different spots that you can search for bugs. So to catch the bugs, you actually have these kind of slider puzzles where, you know, the lever will move across and you've got to stop it at a specific point to be able to catch the bugs. And they've done this in an interesting way because you kind of have your red zones, your blue zones, and your green zones. And your red zone is an instant lose, you miss out on catching the bug. The green zone is an instant catch, so that means you've definitely caught the bug. But the blue zone, if you hit that, it actually zooms in. And so it's almost like you're getting closer to the bug. And so the target zones get a little bit easier. And there's kind of 3 different levels. So you can zoom in twice, and it makes it even easier to catch the bugs. As you progress through the different locations, you unlock them by upgrading your boots, of course, because you need top tier gun boots to get into the top tier locations. And the puzzles get harder. So the bars start moving, they start fading in and out. So it does get more difficult, but it is kind of a simple puzzle that lets you catch these bugs. Each of your bugs have different stats. So they have different strength, different defense, and different energy levels. And basically you need to build up your team of 3 bugs to have better stats than your opponent. You can level your bugs up with candies, which you can get from selling your bugs or by buying them in the shop. And you can level up some of your gear to make it easier to catch bugs or easier to find the rarer bugs. There are rare bugs and uncommon bugs in this game too, so it is kind of very Pokemon-esque. Like you can catch all of the different types and you can set out to kind of catch them all, and then you have to battle your way through this tournament to be able to take out the trophy. It's on the shorter side. I think it took me about 2 hours, just under 2 hours to get through, but it's just a lot of fun. It's very simple. The bug battling itself is pretty much just a turn-based kind of thing, and you've got to try and push the other team off the edge of the tambourine that is your tournament kind of setting. You have different cards that come with your different bugs that you can use to kind of give you a boost to any of your stats, but it's done in a way that is very kind of childish, but in a good way, like childish in a nostalgic way, not in like a silly way, which is good. It's a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out if you like Pokemon or that kind of thing and you're looking for something similar to that with that mix of collecting but also battling. And it's just a really nice, like, cozy little game to play.
Yeah, this is my type of game.
It's very good. Very good. It's definitely family friendly too. So like kids could absolutely play it, no trouble.
My taste test this week is a big one. I have been playing Empyreal. Now, Empyreal is a action RPG where you are a part of a team that is heading to this monolith thing that has been found in the middle of nowhere. Upon examining it, a whole bunch of people get killed, and you are basically sent in from the highest person up there to try and figure out what's going on. When you get there, the people who are there don't like that you're there, so they're pretty much not helpful. But once you get in, the monolith opens up and it gets interesting. It's very combat-based with a sort of progressive run that you keep doing. You unlock different weapons, different abilities, as well as being able to purchase different things and raise your skills up. Once you go into the monolith, it's a bit of a puzzle situation where you're trying to go through each room, trying to unlock the different areas you need to progress towards the final boss of that run. Each run has got a core that is attached to it, and that's how you travel into the monolith. And each core prior to tells you what to expect, what sort of drops you're going to get, what sort of enemies you might face, what sort of difficulties you might face, and what the end boss is. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really grindy. It's just basically grinding to get that next set of gear, that upgrade on your status level so that you can go and do more cores. When it comes to the combat and the gameplay itself, it's very similar to, say, like Mass Effect, but with a kind of God of War notion to it, where you have got, say, a mace, a spear, sword and shield, or a cannon, and you're fighting sort of action RPG, God of War, Dragon Age 3 style fighting, but then you have the Mass Effect weapon skill wheel that opens up that you can use a bunch of different skills to attack the other enemies. I enjoyed what I played of it, but the grind was a bit much. For the most part, it's the same part of the monolith that you're grinding through. So by the end of it, you kind of know where the enemies are. You're just running to an area. You defeat the enemies, move back to the boss, defeat the boss, go back to base, upgrade your stuff, go back into the monolith. The gameplay loop is satisfying, but it wasn't satisfying enough that it really hooked my attention. Pick it up if you're into action RPG games. Give it a try yourself. You might really enjoy that grind. I know there's some people out there that love that grindy gameplay when it comes to action RPGs. It's just that, yeah, it didn't quite grab my attention the way I thought it was going to. Visually stunning, visually amazing. It's beautiful. The landscape, the buildings, it's all absolutely amazing. So just for that, it's worth having an explore.
For this week's challenge, we're going to do something a little bit silly, but bear with us. Hopefully this pans out. We are going to be doing indie games described badly. So I have come up with 3 games that I'm going to describe badly to Ant, and he's come up with 3 that he's going to describe badly to me, and we have to guess what they are. Now, we also want you guys to guess in the comments, so feel free to drop your guesses below, your predictions, but this is indie games described badly.
You're a spaceman who crashes onto an alien planet. With your trusty assistant, you must make your way around the planet, building IKEA habitats, dodging angry sushi, and attempting to escape the planet before the local bacteria decides to eat you.
What? Angry sushi?
Yeah.
No, I got nothing.
How about if I say you are a spaceman who crashes onto a watery alien planet?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Blank.
Subnautica?
I haven't played Subnautica.
Oh no!
So,
Okay, fair enough.
the first one. A castle climbing simulator where you use a deck of cards to make it to the top. You should get this.
I want to say Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I was like, surely he's gonna get this one. This is like his favorite game.
I was like, oh, this might be a bit too easy. Yeah, I don't know whether you're going to get this one.
Okay.
We'll see. You're a local journalist who wants to cover a story about a local hospital. With your camcorder in hand, you begin your investigative adventure, meeting lots of new friends in exhilarating ways, and attempt to get to the bottom of exactly what is happening at this crazy health facility.
Health facility. Is this a horror game?
Maybe.
Okay. Then I probably don't know it. Yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm really bad at this.
Outlast.
All right, the second one. A 2D treasure hunting game where you explore randomly generated worlds and maybe build some things too.
This could be so many things.
Yep.
A 2D treasure game.
Treasure hunting game.
Treasure hunting game. Spelunky?
No. Close.
No, you don't build things in that.
Very close.
Terraria?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's good.
My last one. You're a space farmer in a large suit who lands on a vibey alien planet. You build IKEA barns, clean up cosmic goo with your arm, and befriend glowing tumbleweeds, all the while terraforming the planet to suit your needs.
Is it Lightyear Frontier?
Ah, yeah, see, that one was easy.
That was not badly described. That was well described.
No, that was badly described.
Was it though?
Well, at least I thought.
Okay, my last one. This is very badly described. An escape room game where you and your companion try to find your way out of a cyber city.
What?
It's badly described, okay?
An escape room game where you and your companion are trying to find your way out of a cyber city. I've got nothing. Can I have one hint?
Your companion is a drone.
Companion is a drone. Oh, wow. Wait. Is this Portal?
No.
No, okay.
Do you want another clue?
Yeah.
It's a perfectly good game.
Oh, I haven't played this.
No.
Is this is it Copycat?
No. Very close.
No, is it? It's what's the other one called? Oh man, I've forgotten the name of the game.
Stray.
Stray. That's what I was thinking about when I said Copycat. No, I haven't played it yet. It's one that I've really, really wanted to play because it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks right up your alley.
And everyone who has played it has been like, "Anne, you need to play this." But yeah, no, I haven't played that one yet.
Well, I gotcha.
But good hints and very, very poorly explained.
I'm interested to know if anyone watching got any of those. Let us know how bad we did at describing the game.
Or how good we did and that we need to get better at explaining things.
And maybe leave some of your own if you want to have a go. Badly describe some games in the comments and we'll try and guess them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe
actually.
even next time we'll do that.
Yeah.
We can guess your ones in the comments next time. All right, that is where we are going to wrap up this episode of the Indie Brew Show. We hope you've enjoyed hearing about all these incredible indie games, and I hope you found something new to play or wish list or keep your eye on, because there was a ton of good games in this show.
It feels like there always is, honestly. We're so blessed with the indie scene that each week we get to come on and talk about a bunch, like a massive amount of really, really good games. If you've liked what you've seen on the Indie Brew Show, make sure to subscribe. There is plenty of content on the channel for you. For those indie game lovers, there's game reviews, there's lots of talks and upcoming news as well, so plenty to look out for. If you've got anything to say about any of the games we've spoken about this week, make sure to comment. Let us know what you're playing and what you're looking forward to picking up.
And until next time.
Stay caffeinated.